Hello, good morning, welcome back to the channel where it's time for my Matchweek 21 predictions for the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Now, apologies from yesterday. I did do this as a live stream yesterday, but apparently it didn't record. So, just to save time, etc., I'm just going to record this now. So, the last week I had was a bit of a mixed week, has to be said. Now, Brighton won Bournemouth 1-1 for a 2-0 win. I went for a 1-1 draw in that one. Finished 2-0 to Brighton. Newcastle Everton, I went for a 1-1 draw. That finished 2-1 to Everton. Southampton Crystal Palace, I went for a 2-0 win to Southampton. It finished 1-1 in the game. Watford against Aston Villa, I went for a 2-1 win to Watford. That finished 3-0 to Watford. Norwich Tottenham, I went for a 3-1 win to Tottenham. It finished 2-2. West Ham Leicester, I went for a 2-0 win to Leicester City. That finished 2-1 to Leicester, and obviously that ended Manuel Pellegrini's time as West Ham manager. Burnley against Manchester United, I think I was the only one that actually thought about this result. Burnley to beat Manchester United 1-0, finished 2-0 to Manchester United, so got that one wrong. Arsenal Chelsea, I went for a 2-0 win to Chelsea. That finished 2-1 to Chelsea. Liverpool Wolves, I went for a 2-0 win to Liverpool, finished 1-0. And Manchester City Sheffield United, I went for a 2-1 win to City, finished 2-0 to City. So, hopefully for a better week this week. So, this final video of 2019 and the final video of the decade begins with Brighton against Chelsea. And the last five between these sides have resulted in 5 wins to Chelsea. Chelsea, the dominant force in this fixture. And the last result was a 2-1 win to Chelsea against Brighton. Now, Brighton, very, very good win against Bournemouth, has to be said. And, you know, they were excellent. They were very, very good against Bournemouth. Obviously, a lot of VAR controversy this week, this last weekend, and you know, Dan Burn was one of them, and you know, it's a shame that he didn't get his first goal, but to a man, Brighton were excellent against Bournemouth, and that was their first ever victory in the derby as well. So very, very good for them. And Brighton are just doing very, very well so far, sitting 14th in the league table, and they're doing very, very well. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they do against a Chelsea side who have basically come back from a 2-1 win at Arsenal. And in all honesty, Jorginho shouldn't be on the pitch to begin with. He pulls back Guendouzi. Now, in my opinion, that's a second yellow, so he should have been sent off. But having said that, Chelsea kind of dominated that second half, and they were probably the better team as well. So yeah, having to say that. So this game, I think Chelsea will continue their recent good form, yeah, I'm going to go for a Chelsea win. Maybe famous last word, because obviously we know about Chelsea's inconsistency recently. You know, once they beat a big team, they seem to go and lose. They beat Spurs, and then they lost back-to-back home games against Bournemouth and Southampton. So it can happen. It can happen. But for me, Chelsea are the dominant force in this game. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Chelsea in the game. Burnley against Aston Villa is the next game, and the last 5 between these sides have resulted in 1 win to Burnley, 1 win to Villa, and 3 draws in this game. And the last result was 1-1 draw between Burnley and Aston Villa. Burnley, how poor were they against Manchester United? I honestly have no idea how poor they were. They were very fortunate to have 11 men on the pitch as well. Charlie Taylor already on a yellow card, pulls back Dan James. Should be a second yellow, but the referee didn't give it. And then Dan James is through on goal. Ben Mee brings him down. Now, in my opinion, he's about to get a shot off. It's a goal-scoring opportunity. He's the last man. So again, that should be a red, but the referee gives a yellow. So Burnley will want to bounce back, I think. And I think this is the good game to definitely bounce back in, because Villa are in very, very poor form, and another game where they've conceded 2+ goals in the game, and I think they've done that in 50% of their games this season. That's not good enough. And you know, it's one thing you have to try and do is to score goals to survive in this league. The one thing to do as well, you have to defend better. So in that aspect, Burnley like doing 1-0 wins. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Burnley in the battle of the claret and blue teams. Newcastle United against Leicester City now, and the last five between these two have resulted in 2 wins to Newcastle, 3 wins to Leicester, and the last result was a 2-0 win to Leicester. But obviously, Leicester City in the previous fixture won 5-0, and Isaac Hayden got sent off that day as well. So yeah, very very good game for Leicester. Newcastle, obviously they have now lost their second home game of the season, and it has to be said that they were very very unlucky against Everton. Obviously more VAR controversy. Obviously Andy Carroll has a goal ruled out, and then but he sets up Scher to get the equaliser for Newcastle. And it was a very very good finish from Scher as well. But it's one of those things for Newcastle. But to be honest, Steve Bruce is doing a fantastic job, and I think he will continue doing a good job. I think they are doing very very well for sure, and I think it is going to be very very interesting to see how they do against Leicester, who won 2-1 against West Ham. It has to be said that they made 9 changes. Obviously, one was enforced. Jamie Vardy and Rebecca Vardy, congratulations to them. They have had another baby girl. So obviously he missed the game against West Ham, but I think he will be back firing in this game. And obviously the big talking point was Fabianski on Iheanacho. It should have been a red card. If Ederson gets sent off for the same thing, then where's the consistency? That's one thing you have to say for VAR. Where is the consistency? There's none. And unfortunately, that is going to be the case for a number of teams for sure this season. But for me, in this game, I think Leicester City will continue from where they left off at West Ham. I think they will win this one. I'm going to go for Newcastle United 1, Leicester City 2 in the game. Southampton against Tottenham now, and the last 5 between these sides have resulted in 1 win to Southampton, 1 draw and 3 wins to Spurs, and the last result was a 2-1 win to Southampton as well. But obviously Tottenham won 2-1 in the previous fixture at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Southampton will be going away from their game against Crystal Palace thinking that they should have all 3 points. They absolutely dominated Palace, and if it was not for Vicente Guaita, it would have been a different story, because I know Palace, smash and grab, got the opener, but Southampton again. Danny Ings, how many goals is he going to score this season? Especially when you think that he's in a team that is like battling to stay in this league. He's been terrific, absolutely terrific, and he's only going to get better. And I'm really really glad for him, because at Liverpool it kind of staled a little bit for him. I think he is getting a lot better, and he is a goal scorer. He has always been a goal scorer, always been where he has been, and Burnley was a goal scorer as well. So, he is doing very very well for me at this present moment in time. But Southampton really really need to improve their home form. It's one thing that's really really bugging them as well. Seem to be okay away, but their home form is really poor. Tottenham 2-2 draw with Norwich City. Very very lucky, although they didn't help themselves with the own goal from Aurier. Basically, Alderweireld plays it onto Aurier and it goes into the back of the net. So that was a bit of a comedy moment as well. And then obviously Harry Kane gets the penalty. Now, in my opinion, it's not a penalty. I mean, it's clever play from Kane. I'll give him that, but unfortunately for me, it's not a penalty. So you've got that as well. So this game, obviously, Southampton will want to bounce back with a win. Tottenham will want to bounce back from that 2-2 draw with Norwich. I've got a feeling that Tottenham will win this one. But don't be surprised if Southampton get the victory as well, because I think both of these sides are really wanting to get better, want to get a win. for sure. But for this game, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Tottenham in the game. So I think it's going to be Southampton 1, Tottenham 2 in the game. Watford against Wolves now, and there's only been 3 meetings in the Premier League era. And that has been 2 wins to Wolves and 1 win to Watford. And the last result was a 2-1 win to Wolves. Now, Watford, fantastic performance against Aston Villa. 3-0 winners they were. Troy Deeney back to goal scoring form, which is good to see. Obviously, they are coming up against a Wolves side who, has to be said, and me being included, they deserve to get something against Liverpool. And what I'm not gonna lie, those VAR decisions were absolutely ridiculous. That offside, I think we've had a couple this week. We've obviously had the Norwich one with Pookie. That was never offside. That was his arm hair again, offside. You know, we've had a couple of incidents this season like that. Where is the? I mean, we obviously had Lundstram at Tottenham. That was just ridiculous. And then we have Johnny being offside by a couple of meters. It's just ridiculous. And you know, this is the thing now. It's just that's what VAR was brought in for, and you know, it's taking the enjoyment out of the game, I think, and it's not very, very good. But Wolves can consider themselves very, very unlucky. So in that aspect, I think they will bounce back in this game. I think they will bounce back against Watford. I'm going to go for Watford 1, Wolves 2 in the game. Manchester City against Everton now, and the last 5 fixtures between these sides have resulted in 4 wins to City and 1 draw, and the last result was a 3-1 win to Manchester City. Manchester City, obviously they were helped by Chris Kavanagh. Oh my goodness me, what was he thinking? You know, obviously when you basically get that decision and it goes in as a goal, then you know that's one thing. But to have the audacity to basically have the ball go off you and then play it straight to Aguero, basically the referee gave Aguero an assist. Now I thought that the referee, if the ball touches the referee should stop it straight away. So that goal for Aguero should not have stood. So I think Sheffield United will be very, very harshly done by there. And you know, Man City, obviously that was their first clean sheet in about 12, 13 games, and that is one thing they've been really, really struggling with. Yes, they've had a lot of injuries to defence. I can understand that. Laporte is a big, big miss, it has to be said. And yeah, you can't really rely on Otamendi because, you know, he is as rash as anything. So, Man City, it was a good win against Sheffield United. Obviously, that ended Sheffield United's away unbeaten run. But to be fair, Sheffield United gave them a really, really good game, and I think they'll look forward to this game against Everton. Obviously, Everton are coming off the back of 2 wins in a row for Carlo Ancelotti, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scored in every one of them. 3 goals in 2 games for the big striker, and you know, he's on really, really good form at the moment. And I think going into this game, I think Man City will want to get another victory. I think Everton are doing very, very well. I just think City will be too much for Everton. Going for Manchester City 3, Everton 1 in the game. Norwich City against Crystal Palace now, and the last 5 between these sides have resulted in 1 win to Norwich, 1 draw and 3 wins to Palace, and the last result was a 3-1 win to Crystal Palace. Now Norwich City will be kicking themselves in the foot how they have not beaten Spurs in this game. Yes, the Pookie offside goal is an absolute joke. Obviously if that goes in, then it's 2-0 Norwich, completely different game. But the fact is that it's a really, really interesting state of affairs. But Norwich City are really, really struggling, and it comes to a point now that they definitely. Okay, attacking flowing football has been very, very good, but you have to defend when you're attacking flowing football, and unfortunately they have not defended well at all. So I think that Norwich are, I wouldn't say doomed yet, but they do need to start getting wins to get out of it. And this is a good game for Palace, because I think Palace, they're coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Southampton, and they'll go away from that thinking very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. Obviously, the transfer window will be opening, so hence the rumours for Wilfred Zaha to leave Crystal Palace again. They'll probably intensify. And probably another player that will probably be getting linked away is probably Jordan Ayew, who's been absolutely excellent this season. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see. So I think it'll be really, really good game for Palace for sure. So this game, I'm going to go for a Palace win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Crystal Palace in the game. I just think Norwich City are struggling at this moment in time. So I'm going to say a 2-1 win to Crystal Palace. West Ham against Bournemouth now, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Bournemouth and 3 draws. West Ham don't seem to do very well in this fixture, and the last result was a 2-1 win to Bournemouth. Now, West Ham have obviously parted company with Manuel Pellegrini, and that has been coming for weeks. West Ham are really in a relegation fight. Who did they turn to? David Moyes. Yeah, David Moyes is back in charge of West Ham, and he's already made a mistake in his post-match interview, his first press conference since returning. He literally mentioned Everton instead of West Ham. That's a good way to get your fans on site, isn't it? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, but to be honest, West Ham, they got the equaliser against Leicester. There's no doubt about it, and played okay after that. But yeah, the result ended Manuel Pellegrini's 18-month spell as West Ham manager, and it just didn't work out for me. But you know, West Ham were a team I was expecting to be in the top 6, top 8 running, but not to be. Bournemouth, they're coming off the back of a 2-0 defeat to Brighton, and in all honesty, second best throughout the game. So they'll want to go into this game thinking they'll obviously know that they've got a good record against West Ham, and because of that, I have a feeling that Bournemouth will go to the London Stadium, and I'm going to say that they win by a 0-0. West Ham 0, Bournemouth 1 in this game. So that is there's one more game for New Year's Day, and it is a big one. It's my game of the weekend for sure. It is Arsenal against Manchester United, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to United, 1 win to Arsenal, and 2 draws. The last result was a 2-0 win to Arsenal at the Emirates, and the last game between the sides was a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. Now, Arsenal, how to basically sum up your season in a flash? Going ahead against Chelsea and then losing 2-1. Yes, you can say that Aubameyang was a fantastic header to begin with. Yes, Guendouzi is pulled back by Jorginho. Like I've said, Jorginho should have gone. Unfortunately, Burnley makes an absolute howler, but you have to say that he has saved Arsenal so many times this season, and I think you have to lay him off a little bit. But it's going to be interesting to see how they do, because I think going into this game against United, yes, both sides have really struggled. I mean, Arsenal are sitting 12th at the moment, which is mad, absolutely mad to say, but they are. They're not doing very, very well. Manchester United sit 5th at the moment, and I think with obviously Chelsea winning against Arsenal now, that put them 8 points clear. 5 points clear of 5th place. So, going to be very, very interesting. I've got a feeling that this has got draw written all over it. Going to go for Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1 in this game. Liverpool against Sheffield United is the final game of the weekend games, and there's been 5 fixtures in this run-in, and there's been 2 wins to Liverpool, 2 draws, and 1 win to Sheffield United. The last result was a 4-0 win to Liverpool. Now, I remember this game very, very well. This was my first ever Liverpool game. It was Liverpool 4, Sheffield United 0. Robbie Fowler got a double that day. February the 24th, 2007, if I remember rightly. So that was my first ever Liverpool game. So this will bring back memories for sure. Liverpool coming off the back of a 1-0 win over Wolves. Not the best of performances, But I think also the fact that they did win, grind them out again, grinding out another 1-0, very, very good, good to see. Yes, obviously, VAR got in the way, but to be honest, Liverpool are unbeaten in 50 home games now in the Premier League. It's just a sensational run, and to be honest, they're just absolutely flying at the moment. And they're coming up against the Sheffield United side, who will be feeling very, very hard done by. But the fact is that they played very, very well at the Etihad and came away with nothing. And I'm very wary of the Sheffield United side because away from home they've been absolutely sensational all season. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they do, I think, against a Liverpool side who, like I said, are unbeaten in 50 league games now at Anfield. So Liverpool want to start 2020 with a win, and I think they will. I think they will do the start with a win. But credit to Sheffield United, who have been an absolute sensational season so far for them. I'm going to go for Liverpool 2, Sheffield United 0. So that is it. That bangs it up. That is my Match Week 21 predictions for the 2019-2020 Premier League season. And that is now 2019 done and dusted as the channel is concerned. Obviously, more content coming in 2020. So I just want to put it on hold and say a happy new year to everyone when it comes. May 2020 be the best year for you. 2019 has been a fantastic year for me. I'm pretty sure 2019 has been a very, very good year for a lot of people as well. So I wish you all a very, very happy new year when it comes. So just go over my predictions very, very quickly as well. Brighton 0, Chelsea 2, Burnley 1, Aston Villa 0, Newcastle United 1, Leicester City 2, Southampton 1, Tottenham 2, Watford 1, Wolves 2, Man City 3, Everton 1, Norwich City 1, Crystal Palace 2, West Ham 0, Bournemouth 1, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1, and Liverpool 2, Sheffield United 0. So that is it. That is my Match Week 21 predictions. If you do like my content, then please hit the subscribe button. I'm at 173 subscribers, so getting very, very close to that 200 mark. If we could get it in 2020, that'd be fantastic. But big thank you to everyone who's obviously watched my videos. Obviously to everyone who's obviously commented as well. We've obviously been getting a few people getting their predictions in as well. Also, thank you to everyone who's been tuning into the live streams as well. So it's been very, very good for me. So 2020, there'll be more content coming out as well. So look forward to it as well. So thank you very much for watching. A happy new year to you all when it comes. And I'll be back. I'll be back with more in 2020. See you all later. And hopefully 2020 is a very, very good year for you all. But when the bells come, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Happy New Year, everyone. And I'll be back in 2020. See you all next year. See you all later. Bye.